everybody, Livingston here. Today we're jumping into another fun-filled episode of the Twilight Zone. This time, it's Season 3, Episode 6, The Mirror. Came out October 20th, 1961, and it's another one I haven't seen before. But before we get started, let's jump into your comments about last week's episode, A Game of Pool. Nene's hubby says, yet another episode that seems at least partially autobiographical for Rod Serling because it explores the price of success and wonders if it's worth it. The chemistry between Jonathan Winters and Jack Klugman is excellent. It's nice to see Jonathan Winters in a dramatic role. Amazing what can be done with two competent actors and an excellent script and story. Very true. I mean, there's only a few actual episodes that have only two actors in the role. I actually named them out last episode, but I think there's 4 or 5 of them that they threw out there. One of them was one that kind of was in my head, and it was actually one actor for the majority of the episode, other than his friend coming in at the beginning and end of it. And it's the one where he's in the motel room and he's talking to himself in the mirror and he has to disappear because of a possible murder or something along those lines. Can see that it could be an autobiographical thing that from Rod Serling's point of view in terms of success and him maybe working as much as he did, kept him away from the family that he wanted and doing things that he really wanted to do in life. But yeah, sometimes to be the best, you got to work your tail off and make sacrifices. But I think there's some even keel there. You can be the best and still have the other things in life as well. You just got to learn how to juggle it all. Jonathan Stein says this is one of the few episodes that got remade for the 80s version of the show. Interestingly, the version uses the original ending where Jesse loses the game. Well, spoiler alert, I guess. Maybe by the time I get to the 80s version, I'll probably forget what you said in this comment at that point. But yeah, it's cool to see that they took a good episode and turned it into something else in the 80s and gave it a different spin for the end. But thanks for the comment. Daniel says, I appreciate your reactions. Hey, I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we're going to keep on trucking. Christian NWO says, I really like this episode because it points out how much one has to sacrifice to be the best. Fats mentions how he took time to experience other things in life, whereas Jesse has sacrificed virtually everything to play pool. Jesse's obsession is what allowed him to beat Fats. Very true. It's sad to see that somebody focused that hard and he missed out on a lot of things in life that they could have experienced, and sadly they didn't want to, and he ended up proving that he was the best, and it ended up making him basically be in a purgatory state of being for the time being until somebody better came around and defeated him. Hopefully he didn't have to wait too long for that game to play out. But Vincent Saya 6545 says ME refers to the job which requires an MD, so it was correct. Oh yeah, I was basically talking about a trivia question that was going on, and I was reading it off, and in the trivia question it said ME, and I was about to say MD, which basically refers to all doctors in general that has to deal with the medical field. But yeah, you're definitely right, and yeah, it's too bad they put that in there because I was about to say MD instead of ME. Gene Everett says the fourth wall is also broken in another episode to serve man later this season. Well, I guess we'll get to see a Deadpool-style fourth wall break in another episode in this season, so that's good to know. I think they named off a few of them. There was like 4 or 5 in general that broke the fourth wall throughout the entire series. Gene Everett 33 also says the original ending for A Game of Pool, Jack's character loses and Fats tells him that he will die, but not until he's old as planned. But he has to relive the test of life knowing he's not the best. Oh, he has to relive the rest of his life knowing he's not the best. The writer was actually mad. Rod/CBS changed it. Jack in 2 more, season 4. Unfortunately, that's the weakest episode, as said by Jack himself when he did an interview in Old Life, but he is last in the premiere of season 5 is the best. Well, I guess we got 2 more episodes to look forward to when it comes to Jack Klugman, but his best one being in season 5, that's something to look forward to, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be what, maybe half a year from now when we get to that point, because I think there's like 25 or so episodes in season 3, and I guess we got 20-something, 21 weeks or something like that until we get to the very end of this season. So, still got a ways to go, but tune in every Wednesday where I will be dropping an episode for sure. So let's jump into The Mirror.
The Twilight Zone.
Oh, Cuba, I'm guessing. Looks just like Castro.
hear that? Viva, viva, viva.
Viva Clemente! Viva! Viva!
Viva.
To the revolution.
Wonder what they're drinking. Rum?
How I would react to it, what I would do if I would drink or laugh or get drunk or... What makes a man drunk? Wine or that mob screaming his name? I'm going to toast my friends. The dedicated one, to Tabar, to the 4 lieutenants of the revolution, to the new heads of the government.
Boo. You must have been the bad guy.
This is the face of Ramos Clemente. A year ago, a beardless, nameless worker of the dirt. Then he looked up at a hot Central American sun and he pledged the impossible. And now, 1 year later, the dream of the impossible has become a fact. In just a moment, we will look deep into this mirror and see the aftermath of a rebellion in the Twilight Zone.
That means there's a twist at the end. The mirror. It's a hell of a piano. Well, he was good at leading a rebellion, but is he good at leading a country?
You disappoint me. You recognize that man? That one, the one in the picture. Arrogance in full braid. What does he know? He's an old man in a dirty uniform.
What is it you want of me, Clemente?
What they want! Not what I want!
I didn't realize it until now, but that's Peter Falk. His glass eye gave it away. As soon as I saw that one eye wasn't moving, I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm going to strip you naked and cover you with honey, and then I'm going to tie you to the ground under a hot sun, and then I'm going to let the ants at you.
It sounded kinky up until the sun came into the picture.
1 part death for every acre of land you stole, then 1 part death for every morsel you took out of a peasant's mouth.
I will not oblige you, Clemente. You can strip off my flesh because it is there for you and easily done. My manhood, you greasy little peon.
Yo.
This is as far from you as the moon.
He's got courage.
Grease.
He's to be judged, not tormented.
Yeah, man.
You are the purists, the saviors. You will soon be disillusioned. You are me.
How so?
You are Batista, you are Castro, you are Trujillo, you are the keepers of the grab bags. And embrace all the people. We are all the same breed. We care for no one.
It would be nice to have leaders that did care.
He presents his case, and we are his best witnesses. We corroborate everything he said.
You think the people out there, the spoils, they are simply a legacy, Clemente, what I pass on to you. There are other things in the inheritance, and you will find them soon enough. Fear. Fear of assassination, fear of disloyalty, fear of rebellion, fear of another Clemente hiding.
So you're putting something in his brain, start doubting everybody that's around you. All of a sudden you're wanting to stay inside all the time because you think someone's going to assassinate you, alienating yourself from society altogether while you're trying to lead it at the same time isn't a good idea.
An old woman brought it to me 10 years ago when I'd first taken over. She said it was magic. She said by looking into it, I could see the faces of my assassins.
Uh-oh.
Find out who your assassins are.
You will see them in that mirror, in the dark corners. You will see them in the crowd. You will see them everywhere.
Cristo,
Sir?
how many prisoners are there?
We're here in the capital? Oh, 1,000.
Have them shot.
Immediately.
What?
But for murder, there is plenty of time.
Murderers can never be murdered.
Yeah, but
Murderers can only be executed.
some of them might be innocent.
Cristo,
That's what you ever draw to find out.
carry out that order.
Gladly.
All right. Well, you just pissed off a small fraction of people. They have families, and they like to have revenge when things are done wrong to them.
A mirror that reflects the faces of my assassin. Isn't that intriguing? Isn't that intriguing, D'Alessandro? You know, I had no idea that some...
Uh-oh. His friend.
You. It was you.
Ramos.
I saw you.
Ramos.
Uh-oh. Now he's gonna kill him. Damn. Well, you're becoming horrible. I mean, worth assassinating. You know, that mirror makes you into a tyrant to the point where people want to take you down.
Why are they so quiet? They scream for justice, and when you give it to them, they're suddenly bored. An audience at a cheap burlesque. The entertainment must be varied. Every 5 minutes must be a costume change. You fill their stomachs and you empty their brains. They have cheap taste and short memory. What's the matter, Tabal? Is there something that's sitting heavy on you?
That sits heavy on me. And the death of a man who was my friend, that puts a hook into my heart.
An assassin.
And that is the worst lie of all. That was a lie, Ramos. He was no assassin.
What's the matter? What's going on?
My friend was thrown out the window.
Leave it be, Ramos. You can talk yourself into an illusion. You can make yourself believe anything.
Yeah, let's look into the mirror again. Let's kill the whole room of friends. Uh-oh. Here we go again. He's gonna like sneak attack kill him.
What is it, Ramos?
What is it, the mirror again? No. You think you saw something in the mirror? No. No, I'm concerned about the crews. Worried about the crews. At the Tabal. Take Garcia, go over to the prison, take a look at the crews and report back to me. I'm concerned whether he's being properly guarded.
Do you have a message for the crews?
That there are assassins under the bed, in the shadows, and all around the room.
Tabal, you have your freedom and you have your life, but you have them both on my suffering.
Man, he's like flipping them off and
Yes, General.
I was gonna call the guards to go. Those guys you just left, arrest them.
Hello. This is General Clemente. This is urgent. I want the prison. No, I want the front gate, not the office.
Wow, he's gonna have them arrested when they show up.
This is General Clemente. In a few moments, 2 men are going to arrive. They are spies, and they're to be shot on sight.
Okay.
Their names are Tabal and Garcia. And they are to be shot!
This guy has no remorse.
That's right. You let me know when it's done.
His buddy over here's like, what?
Crystal.
Sir.
Any complaints?
None. Why should there be?
A pie cut into 2 pieces is better than a pie cut in 5. They were very close. We were very close. You know that. We were like brothers. I could crush them out, and I don't think about it. I don't fear it. I just...
You got 2 guys about to die.
Be brothers and assassins.
This doesn't feel that bad. He ain't making a call to the front gate that goes, no!
When a man has power, he has enemies. From now on, Ramos, you have no friends.
Uh-oh.
Followers, and you have competitors. That is the breakdown of the world now.
Well, that's not a good way to live. I think this way of thinking is how you get killed.
How do you classify yourself, Crystal? I am a follower, General. How long will you be a follower? Until some quiet moment when my back's turned? No, only until that moment when you prove to me that you cannot lead. Perhaps I am stronger than you. You'll be eaten by worms before that moment comes.
Poison?
Take a drink of wine.
Uh-oh.
It will make you feel better.
And your friends really turned on you that quick in your mind, huh?
Have a glass of wine. It will make you sleep better. Yes, it will make me sleep better. For how long will it make me sleep? Maybe for all eternity, huh? You are demented. You gone crazy. Why did you do that? Because I'm crazy. And because I'm allergic to poison, I also have a yen to live.
Your friends are dead, by the way. He said call back.
Yes, he's here. All right, I will tell him. That was the gatehouse of the prison. The guards have shot Tabal and Garcia. They're both dead. Shall we mourn for them? They were our friends, weren't they? Because they can't be friends and assassins. They cannot be both. That was your point, wasn't it, huh?
Yeah.
Ramos! There was no poison in that wine. I had nothing like that in mind, nothing of the sort. You are imagining things. Look! I'll show you. It's an illusion. You see? It's just a mirror, an ordinary mirror. But it's glass, you see? Just glass!
Oh, man. You should have, like, turned around and shot him with your gun or something.
Now you will be all alone. Be very lonely. But you have just killed the better man, Ramos.
I wouldn't have turned my back to somebody who had the gun pointed towards it. Hard to say what I would have actually done in that situation. Never been put in that situation. Hopefully I'm never in that situation.
General Clemente,
Yeah?
I am Father Tomas.
Yeah?
You will forgive me, General, but this must be said now. The executions, they've been going on now for a week. The people are appalled what we are to expect from the new regime.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if that disturbs the people, well, then if that's...
Then what?
Kill them all?
Let them starve for a year. I don't care what they do.
General Clemente, victory is not so sweet, is it? It's the taste of ashes.
Didn't think it where it was going to be, huh?
I can't stand it. I can't live like this. From morning till night, from night till morning, I hold my breath and I keep it.
Is he going to kill the father now? I mean, don't look in the mirror while anybody's in that room with you.
This is the story of all tyrants. They have but one real enemy. This is the one they never recognize until too late. God help you.
Yeah, I think the whole point is don't be a tyrant. All right, who's he going to see in the mirror now? Himself, taking himself out? Hey, you finally broke the mirror. Uh-oh. Took himself out.
The last assassin, and they never learn, never seem to learn.
A would-be god in dungarees strangled by an illusion. That will-o'-the-wisp mirage that dangles from the sky in front of the eyes of all ambitious men. And any resemblance to tyrants living or dead is hardly coincidental, whether it be here or in the Twilight Zone.
A sad ending indeed. Well, that's The Mirror. I enjoyed that. Peter Falk did a wonderful job in that role of basically turning into the tyrant that he chased after at the very beginning when he won the rebellion. And all it took was a little self-doubt when the old leader decided to tell him that, hey, there's a mirror on this wall that's going to make you doubt everybody that you know, and you're probably going to kill everybody and go crazy while you're doing it. I mean, yeah, I don't understand why he wanted to go off the deep end like that and just completely believe what he was being told and what the mirror was showing him. And I think it was showing him what would happen if he actually became the tyrant that he ended up becoming. And it said that he couldn't go in there and be a decent person and go, you know what? We need to have more of a diplomatic solution, and we need to be a little more, have a republic and have the people have a say in how they're supposed to live and be a little more giving towards your fellow person that's out there that are pleading for your help. And it's sad that people end up getting all this power and suddenly they're thrust into this position that they've never had before, and they a lot of times like to screw it up and make it to where it's all about them and not the community that they were voted in to be represented by. And that's just the way it is when it comes to a lot of politics today. And I think, you know, if you took the money out of politics and made it to where it was more about the people and their needs and less about the popularity contest that it is now, I mean, there should be like prerequisites of who should be running. It shouldn't be about popularity. It should be more about what you can give and put on the table for the American people. That's we're talking about leaders in general, really. But that's my take on it. And when it comes to this episode, it's not the best episode in terms of this season. I think there are stronger episodes. This is kind of like maybe down in the bottom of the list so far because there's only so many episodes that we've seen in season 3. And I still gotta say I liked the episode. It was still a good episode, but it could have been better in comparison to other episodes I've seen thus far in this season. But let me know, comment below what you thought of this episode, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and continue on this voyage to episode 156 of the Twilight Zone. I do know that there is only one trivia question, and that one is the individual in this episode closely resembles Castro. Just 6 months prior to this episode, the Bay of Pigs, the attempted removal of Castro ended in disaster. And that's all I have to say on this episode. And until next time, see you later.